So, if you're wondering how poor the Philippines is, well, here's the electric wire, okay? And here is the metal handrail on the bridge. As we come up, you know, kids, I think I'm gonna skip holding this metal handrail on this occasion. Yeah, I'm not too sure that health and safety is taken particularly serious in certain parts of the world. Big electric wires, metal handrail. What could possibly go wrong? My stuff off of the hotel. Flew through the night from Singapore to here in Cebu, which is the Philippines, and I am quite tired. Obviously I can't check in until later, 2 p.m, which is better. Normally it's 3 p.m. So I'm just going to walk across the bridge over to the main city, and then probably once I get over the bridge I'm going to do a grab into like the city center. As you can see, it's back to hectic Asia. When you've had a couple of days in, well, a day in clean, modern Singapore, this is the usual change. It's pickup time for school, and the school buses here are, well, the buses here are interesting. Say the least, or some of the buses. They're like little rolled vans with like the sides cut out, so it works out as like an open window. It's not a window because there's no glass, but yeah, interesting. That's across another road in Asia. Is it safe?
50-50. 50-50.
50-50. Like 50% we're gonna live, 50% we're gonna die?
50-50.
Oh dear. Look at all these motorbikes. All of them. Welcome to Asia. Hey, we're crossing the bridge into Cebu City, which you can see. However, what we're going to do is we're going to pass one of those buses I was talking about before. This one's actually in pretty good shape, but as you can see, just there, that's in really good shape compared to some of the bangers that I've seen so far. But there it is, there is the city. Okay, there's the bridge, over there's the city, and there's a smell. Again. I think this has been the find of the tour. Not only is it one of the old buses, but it's my bus. It's the bus of Michael. Look at that. It's Michael's bus. Haha. Love it. Yeah, I made it to Cebu. And this is Mangalin's cross. This is the cross that was brought to the Philippines by the Spanish, and this marks the start of Christianity in the Philippines. It's this wooden cross here. I was born in the 1500s, April 22nd, 1521. As you can see. So when this came, that marked the start of Christianity in this part of the world, the Philippines. they've had nothing but good luck since, apparently. So I'm here in downtown Cebu, and I've got to say that this is very strong man house vibes. Now, it doesn't feel as dangerous as man house, and it's not as dirty as man house. So what I mean by man house vibes is you can see that the city's not designed for tourists, and that does make sense in the same way it made sense for man house. People who go to man house don't go to man house to go to the city. They go there and they go into the Amazon. Here is the same thing. People don't come into the city like I'm doing. They come here and they go to the islands, they go swimming, they go snorkeling, and so on. Okay, I'm here at the ferry terminal in Cebu. Unfortunately, my diving with whale sharks was cancelled because of unfortunate sea conditions, so I'm going to Bohol instead. And this is quite a hectic place. I can see my boat outside actually, and it doesn't look that big. It is a fast boat, but let's see how today pans out. On the boat to Bohol is about to leave, well it is leaving, a few minutes late, but they did a prayer over the intercom speakers just before we left. There's Cebu, and the next stop is Bohol. Such high quality, chair production right here. Comfortable 2-hour ride. I am at the Tarzia Sanctuary to see the monkeys, and basically it was a lot simpler than I thought. All the taxi ranks and the tall people are at the gate entering the sanctuary now. You see that? And I'll explain at Chocolate Hills. Just seen my first stars yet, and it is up here. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see that, but that was Tapping
animals are in cages, and so many places that lock up animals in such small cages. Coming up on a second one. I think this one is easier to see. Just see the tail. I believe people are in the way.
That's their defense mechanism against their predators. They don't move, so the predators won't see them. Ito yung tinatawag na rapas. So, tindahan na po.
So just leaving now, and the reason you have to be quiet is because they're nocturnal animals, and this is their sanctuary, and at night they obviously move around, and if they're disturbed they don't come back here, and this is their home, and they are protected animals. They're the second smallest monkeys, primate in the world, and they are absolutely tiny. My camera was struggling to focus on them because it was focusing on the leaves, because the leaves were bigger. It was focusing on the twigs that were slightly closer, because like I was struggling to tell the camera what to focus on. So I'm here at Chocolate Hills, and I'm about to go up the step to the viewing platform, and let's have a look at what all of this is all about. So, wow, interesting fact, this is called Chocolate Hills not because they grow chocolate here, but in fact apparently during dry season all the vegetation dries up, which means that it turns brown like chocolate, which is where it gets named Chocolate Hills. One thing I will say about the Philippines is it's not warming too much, and this looks beautiful. This looks really good. But so many places here, when you look and think, oh, that looks good, looks nice. You open up pictures and they've got animals in cages the size of the animal, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going there. And even when you're driving, you're just constantly seeing animals locked up in tiny cages, cats, dogs, whatever. As views go, that's unique. I've got to give him credit with that. That is a unique view. And I can see why they would turn all chocolate. As the grass dies, it's the mud. So it makes sense. Well, now these hills were formed. Because back there, it's like islands, because on the hills you have all the plantation, and then around that is the farms. That's not natural, that's obviously the forest has grown and they've taken out the flat land to farm. I wonder why the trees aren't on the hills. Maybe you can comment and tell me below. Now, this view is very good. What I particularly like is this sign.
124, 125.
And you're probably wondering, what about this sign is it that I think is so funny? Well, it's the fact that it needs to be there. There was a day when this sign was not here. And now today, the sign is here. So I want to know what happened between the day that the sign was not there and the day that the sign was there. Because this is an open mountain hill. And that side is pretty steep, and that side is pretty steep. So that sign is needed. So I'm here in Valerian City, heading to the port to go back to Cebu after what turned out to be a pretty good day. Chocolate Hills were really good. They were unique. I've not seen anything quite like that. And those monkeys are tiny. I've seen photos of them before, but I wasn't expecting them to be that small. Like, they're like the size of my fingers, like the 4 fingers together. Like not even the hand. But yeah, this is pretty. No pavements here. Well, it's Asia. I mean, even if there was a pavement, it would just be there for people to park on, you know. But yeah, a jolly good day overall. I'm disappointed about the whale sharks, obviously, but I got my fix of wildlife with with those little monkeys. So yeah, back to Cebu City. And this is the second recording because when I did the hand gesture to show how big the monkeys were, it cancelled out. So when I went like that, it cancelled. Didn't that time. So just the 4 hands there, 4 fingers here, that's about the size of. But yeah, I mean, let's go back to Cebu. So I'm here at the Toys Temple, and as you can see, I seem to be the only one here. Now, there's the city of Cebu. This is weirdly quiet. It is raining, so maybe that's part of it. It's quite impressive. What am I doing here? So, in a few hours, I'm going to start to head to the airport to head back to Singapore and start my journey. And with Cebu behind me, and the Toys Temple that way, I'll say that the Philippines really didn't warm to me. I enjoyed the monkeys. Chocolate Hills was unique. I like that. This is quite nice. It's quite fake. It seems quite modern. The reason why the Philippines hasn't warmed to me is because of the animals. It's unavoidable. Like everywhere that I looked and thought, oh, that's nice, you just see pictures of them in tiny cages. When you're driving through Bohol, like it's just seeing. It's like one of those charity adverts to say stop animal abuse, and they're in these horrible cages, and you're like, It doesn't really happen, and you come to a place like this and you realise that it happens, and it happens quite frequently, unfortunately. And yeah, and when it's so in your face, you can't, you know, it's very off-putting. You know, and I don't know whether it's a cultural thing here, I don't know whether those people are breaking the law by doing that, but it seemed quite open, quite frequent, and businesses, places calling themselves sanctuaries. The sanctuary that I went to didn't have anything like that. That did seem quite genuine, but so many of them did. So, if you're planning a tour to Asia, I'd say leave the Philippines off the list unless you go to like some desert island, which is, let's face it, why you come to the Philippines. You don't come for the city. Okay, I'm back here at the fort, and now it's time to go in. I have read the reviews. It seems quite boring inside, but we'll have a look. It's only 80 pesos, which is what, 50 cents. So, Fort San Pedro, I put sunscreen on and the sweat is just going in my eyes, and it's ugh. But yes, let's go in. Filipino flag. So I think this is the site. You can go up on the walls. Yeah, it's very small. There's a small gallery here. It's nice. It was only 30 pesos, which is 5 cents maybe. But yeah, it seems it's definitely worth the money for 30 pesos. You know, like that's literally nothing, and let's go up and get a nice view of, I suppose it's not tall enough for the view of the gallery, but there's an AC Milan shirt over there. I'll get it in view just so you can see. It's the red and black, obviously, but yeah.
Let me get a fresh.
Then you can walk up onto the gate and past the gate, which is what I'm going to do now. Here we go. So some facts about the San Pedro Fort. It was built in the 1700s, I believe by the Spanish when they came here. It stood since. It's a very small fort, so I guess it was a very small force that came here from Spain. Yeah, 1700s, pretty old, even by European standards. That would have been start of the Spanish Empire, like growing significantly. So yeah, this fort probably has some history behind it. Some important things would have happened here, and yeah, definitely worth a visit. So I'd say this is worth it. Unfortunately, that's closed off. But yeah, this is the site. Back of the Cebu sign. Not really much going on here at the moment, so I guess I'll close this up get some photos, and then start my journey to the airport to head back to Singapore. I am ready to just touch that apple in Milan and complete my journey now, because I am tired.